I'm prepared to meet the board by mock interviews. I don't think too much value can be put on a mock interview. When you meet the board and you have a couple of your friends who you can accept honest criticism from and you practice a board with them, you get a lot more out of it than you would think that you do.
Some of the things I did was just try to run through questions in my head. Maybe thought about some of the questions that the board was going to ask me and how I would answer them. Basically, if you can run through things in your head in every possible case scenario, whether it's good or bad, you can answer any question honestly.
Have your peers look over your uniform, your hair, your earrings. If you have a piece of jewelry for women that's in question, just go without it.
With peers, it's good to have them ask you questions, sit down, talk to them, go over the uniform.
To have fresh eyes look it over would just ensure that you are within all the dress and appearance standards when you go before the board. When you're sitting in front of the board, it is really important once the question is posed to you to stop and think about the question before you answer. Everybody's so quick to give an answer. If you compose your answer in your head first before answering, it sounds a lot smoother. It's like your answer is a lot more effective that way.
Try to relax. They're going to try and make it as comfortable for you as possible, even though you may be thinking in the back of your head it's not. But answer each question. Take your time to think about it before you answer, and proceed, and try to give complete sentences. Basically,
I think when you go in there, you want to stay engaged. You obviously want to look at every single person and always come back to the center. The more engaged in the questions, repeat the questions back that the board asks you. Repeat them back. That way they know you're listening and you're engaged. If you're addressing every single member of the board, they're really going to think that you're intent on what you're going for or what you want.
Know the layout of the room, because I walked into the room one time, turned around, and the chair was right there. So it was kind of side shuffling there just to get into the chair, and I'm sure it didn't look that good. Know who's actually sitting on the board. Find out if it's a chief, a master sergeant, senior master sergeant, or an officer, knowing how to prepare to greet them, knowing the proper greetings when you sit down in front of them. And most important is to relax. When preparing to meet the board, one should always understand why they're meeting the board. They should also know that this is something that will benefit their career. It is very important, and she should go in there with a very professional attitude. Go in there with the understanding that you are going to either get promoted, accept an award, or whatever.
As a board member, we're asked often tips on how to meet a board. I'd like to share a couple ideas with you. Appearance. Something we look for is somebody who takes pride in their appearance. Look over your uniform, make sure your ribbons are right, they're clean, pressed, and have somebody else look over them as well. Extra set of eyes can often be very helpful seeing something you may miss. Ribbons, make sure you know the ribbons that you have on there. You display them with pride. A lot of times you have people come in there, they don't know the ribbons that are on their uniform. So that's something you've earned, so make sure you know what they are and so you can express it to the panel. Mechanics, things to look for is eye contact. Make eye contact with the members of the panel, address them by name, how you sit properly, the posture, and remember your military bearing. That's the main thing. Main thing with the panel interview is relax. We all know you're nervous. The whole intent of it is to learn the story you have to tell. Everybody's there because they've been recommended by your commander for a valid reason. You've done something exceptional. So share that story with us. And if you answer a question and as you're answering it, another thought comes to mind, just pause and share all the information with us. There's no right or wrong answer to a question. We're there just trying to gain from your experiences, both military and your civilian life. In closing, I'd just like to congratulate you for meeting the board. And it's something you should be very proud of yourself, because you've been recommended by commanders for a reason, for your outstanding performance, your leadership abilities, and your community service. As you walk out of here, just look at this as a fond memory in your life as you move into a leadership role with, whether it's Air National Guard, the active duty Air Force, or the Air Force Reserve. You're in a leadership role now as an NCO or senior NCO, and others will look up to you as you looked up to others before you met this board. So I look forward to working with you in the future and wish you the best of luck.